try to do one single task, like just put in a load of laundry, and suddenly it's 3 hours later, the laundry's still wet in the washer, you're halfway through rearranging all of your kitchen cabinets, and you have no idea how you got there? Welcome, my friends, to the ADHD Task Cascade. It's like your brain is a web browser with 87 tabs open, but instead of closing any, you just keep opening more until the whole thing crashes. And you're lying on the couch watching true crime documentaries, wondering where the hell your day went. So here's how that happens. You start one thing with the best of intentions. I'm going to clean my desk. And then you pick up a mug and you think, I should really take this to the kitchen. But then in the kitchen, you see crumbs all over the counter, so you grab a rag. But the rag smells weird, so now you're doing laundry. But while you're in the laundry room, you realize, I'm out of detergent. So of course you grab your phone to order more, but your phone says low battery. So you plug it in and then you get a notification. So you answer a text, and while you're there, you're just gonna check Instagram for a minute. Boom, 4 hours later, your desk is still a crime scene, but now your brain is on fire because you have done everything and yet nothing all day. And this is why I constantly have to remind neurotypical people that ADHD peeps are not lazy. It's just that our brain's attention span is like a toddler on espresso with a flashlight. Everything is interesting and we keep running to the next shiny object that catches our attention. None of this is about motivation. It's about momentum. And once that cascade starts, we are tumbling down a hill of distraction, praying that we just don't hit a tree. The very first step to stopping a task cascade is to realize that you're in one, which sounds easy, but it's kind of like realizing you're lost while you're still running. A telltale sign that you are in a task cascade is when you are holding two completely unrelated objects. Or maybe it's a mental narration that starts with, I should really just... Or you have said, I'm just going to do this real quick. All of that is ADHD speak for goodbye next 3 hours. So try this. The next time you realize you are in a task cascade, say it out loud. I'm switching tasks. Yeah, you're gonna feel ridiculous, but I promise you it helps. Speaking it out loud forces your brain to slow down just enough that it notices what's actually happening. The goal is not to stop moving completely. It's about redirecting the momentum. You're not hitting the brakes, you're steering the chaos. Speaking of steering the chaos, can you press that like button for me, please? It helps tell other people to steer their booties to my channel. Thank you so much. When your brain throws new tasks at you mid-cascade, you don't actually have to do them right now. You just need to capture them to promise your brain that you will come back to it later. This is where a parking lot comes in handy. It can be a sticky note or a whiteboard or your actual planner. The point is just to give your brain a designated space to drop those, oh wait, I should also tasks as they come up. So write it down. Say, task noted, and go back to your original task. It's like when you tell your toddler, yes, we can go to the park, but first you have to put your pants on. Your inner goblin can relax because you've acknowledged it. And the bonus here is that at the end of the day, you can look at your parking lot and realize you thought of 42 things that needed to be done, and you actually completed 5 of them all the way through. And that, my friends, is progress. Listen, ADHD brains often lose track of what we're doing because the visual world hijacks our attention. So when you start a task, leave yourself some breadcrumbs. Put the item you were working on in a ridiculously obvious place. Not tidied up for later, loudly visible. Like if you were sorting mail and you got distracted, put the stack on your chair. That way you won't forget what you were doing because you physically cannot sit down without picking the mail back up. And look, obviously, the very best thing that we can do for ourselves is to not even let the first domino fall. So when you notice yourself thinking, I'm just going to do this real quick, you're going to say it out loud, and then you're going to ask yourself, is that part of the mission I'm on right now? If the answer is no, then that is a side quest, and you do not have the XP for a side quest right now. And if you absolutely must switch, give yourself a bookmark. Say to yourself, pausing the laundry will come back after doing the dishes. Leave something really weird, like leave a ladle on top of the washing machine so that you will see it later and be reminded, oh yeah, I was in the middle of a mission. ADHD brains are so good at chasing the shiny, and we need those breadcrumbs to find our way back. One thing that I do that has really, really helped is that instead of waiting until the task is done, I create micro check-ins along the way. Once I finish one subtask, I take a breath and I physically mark it off somewhere. A little dopamine check mark on my to-do list. You know how much we crave the dopamine. So without those mini wins and those mini rewards, we are going to go off trying to find them somewhere else. You can even use a timer as a task reset so that every 20 or 30 minutes when the timer goes off, you ask yourself, am I still doing the thing I meant to do? Half the time the answer is going to be no. But when you catch it early, it lets you reset without losing most of your day. And look, even with these tips and tricks and hacks or whatever, the cascade is going to still happen sometimes. You're gonna end your day with 12 half-done tasks and one half-full cup of coffee that's been reheated 4 times. But that doesn't mean that you failed. It means your brain has been really, really busy trying. So end your day by listing what you've touched today, not just what you finished. Because progress is progress, even if it's scattered across 5 different rooms. So the next time you find yourself deep in a task cascade, remember, you don't have to fix the chaos. You just gotta catch it, notice it, name it, park it, and gently nudge yourself back on track. I hope that you found this video helpful today, or at the very least mildly entertaining. And if you did, please don't forget to smash all those YouTube buttons for me. And let me know in the comments, what is the weirdest thing you have found yourself doing instead of the task you set out to do? I was dusting the other day, and we have a ton of physical media because I refuse to give it up. Because when you buy something digitally, you don't really own it, you just own a license. And we have 10,000 DVDs, and I'm not getting rid of them. But as I was dusting, I was like, ooh, I should put on a movie. And then I'm flipping through the DVD book, but I can't find anything because nothing's in any order. And you know what happened? DVDs everywhere. And then I got bored and they just all went back in the book. I did put them back in the book. So I decided to count that as a win, even though they're still not in any kind of order. And I didn't end up watching anything that day. But that is how the task cascade works. And I'm fine with it. The dusting eventually got done. So you tell me yours because I cannot wait to read the chaos. I love you so much, and I will see you next time. Bye.